It's been a while since we've seen the Avengers, and they're now made up of Captain America, Hawkeye, Black Panther, Goliath, and the Wasp, and they have returned from the past. But something is not quite right. When they arrive back at Avengers Mansion, featuring furniture that they're sure they threw away, they discover a different set of Avengers in their place. Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man, and the Wasp still. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is the Avengers Annual Issue 2, and Time, the Rushing River. And The Avengers Must Die. It's in 2 parts. With neither the new or old Avengers willing to explain themselves, they fight each other because, of course. But the old Avengers are powerhouses and are winning, and so Goliath slams some machinery into the ground, and Hawkeye activates smoke, and our new Avengers flee into underground tunnels. They quickly put together that their time travel went awry somewhere, and that the Avengers they just fought were the Avengers that would have been if Cap had never joined. Something in history has changed, and so they're going to have to discover what it is. Meanwhile, on the surface, the old Avengers summon a mysterious figure, the Scarlet Centurion. It seems that the Centurion warned the old Avengers about the arrival of the new Avengers, and he's angry that even with the warning, the old Avengers were unable to deal with the problem. He demands that they destroy these new Avengers. Elsewhere and later, our old Avengers are breaking into a facility that contains a device that has all of recorded history within it. They strap Captain America in, and he's suddenly able to witness any part of history he wants. He's taken back to the day that the Hulk originally left the Avengers. But instead of leaving, the Scarlet Centurion appears from the future and promises the Avengers the cure for poverty and hunger if they just follow his instructions. And so, since they're not fans of poverty or hunger, the Avengers do, wiping out any being with superpowers, which means destroying the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, the X-Men, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, and more. Then they ban all scientific inquiry, just in case it accidentally leads to a superhero, which is very likely in the Marvel world. The Scarlet Centurion congratulates them. They have saved the world. They just have to watch out for one more thing, some Avengers arriving at some point in the future. The fight that we've just seen. Cap removes the helmet from his head and explains the situation to the others. It seems the only fix, the only way to get the world back to how it was, is time travel. And Doctor Doom's time travel device is split into 3 parts. And so that's what they're going to need to find. And so Hawkeye and Black Panther battle Iron Man and the Hulk to get the first part. Hawkeye has a metal eroding arrow to take care of the former, and a sonic arrow set to just the right frequency to turn the Hulk back into Banner. Then Captain America fights Thor for the second part of the time machine, and he's able to keep Thor's hammer away from him, just long enough to turn Thor back into Donald Blake, an ordinary human who can be knocked out by Cap. And lastly, Goliath and the Wasp fight themselves to get the third part. And they're able to win because they know themselves and they know their weaknesses. And so, all the pieces have been gathered. But, before they can activate the time machine, the Scarlet Centurion appears and attacks. He freezes Cap in a block of ice, blinds Black Panther, and explodes Hawkeye. But he doesn't notice Goliath shrinking down and activating Doom's time machine. The machine is able to correct the past, and as it does, the dying Avengers begin to fade away. After all, they don't exist anymore. As they die, they are visited by the Watcher, who tells them that they won't remember any of this. And he's right. Our heroes awaken, newly back from the past, and everything is exactly as they left it. Thanks for watching. Next week, DC's Cobweb Kid fights aliens, but while we wait for that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. Now, I haven't been able to 100% confirm this fact because it would involve reading a lot of issues, but I believe that this issue is the first time in a Marvel comic that heroes meet an alternate version of themselves. Although DC have been doing these kind of stories long before Marvel was even the right name.